morning, Jennifer Shepard with the Shepherd Center for Integrative Health, and I want to share with you this morning. We're always going to come back to biomechanics and how your body moves, and there's always, almost always a reason for everything. So I come off of tennis every Thursday. I love tennis, and of course it's a biomechanical feast. I focus on myself in playing, but you can't help but notice when you've got eyes, you watch. And so two things I wanted to share. Again, back to back pain. Back pain, pretty common, and it manifests in different ways. But again, whether it's back pain or plantar fasciitis, or we're going to come into actual performance in just a moment, but how your body moves through space. And it's not even like how you take from one step to the next, but as you go to move to hit the ball, everything, movement needs to flow through you. And like when you go to rotate, and if you hit a spot, you're not going to hit the spot, but as you go to move and there's a spot in your body because of an appendix surgery or an old sprained ankle or a car accident or a hit to the head, again, we all have stuff. We don't go through life unscathed, but as we go to move and there's something that does not move well, the body will always find another way to move. If it doesn't find another way to move, it will stop you in your tracks. So I guess it's not an always, but again, the body has two options. I either find another option so that this person can so that the human can execute the movement, or I will stop the human in the tracks as to not either bang into that area that is stuck or put something else in a precarious position. So those are the options. The body either adapts or it limits your movement. So that's where over time and time again, here's this adaptation. The body's figured out a way to continue to move or run or whatnot at the expense of another structure. And then that's where we get breakdown, and that's where we start to get pain, and that's where most of the other practitioners, again, they do the best they can with what they have, but that's what they're treating. They're treating that area that hurts. Oh, my back hurts. And that's where they're going after. But really, what we have to do is we have to look at the entirety of the human. We have to look at the mechanics and the things that they do all the time. What do you do? Everybody walks. So every single person in my clinic, almost every single person, I watch them walk. Where, like as they walk, where do they move well? Where do they not move well? And what are their compensations? Bunions, compensatory strategies, right? There's so many compensations that become problems that people are seeking to have fixed. And again, practitioners are trying to fix those problems. But again, those problems are caused by strategies of the body. So as we unpack the system, okay, where is the person not moving well? And then, if we're fortunate enough to ask those questions or get that information from the body, what happened here? Oh yeah, you had a C-section. Yes, okay. That absolutely changed the landscape and the way your body moves. And your body's had to find some accommodating strategies, and now we have plantar fasciitis or bilateral knee pain, or when it gets bad enough, right? Knee degeneration, and now we need knee replacements. But again, as you unpack that story, there are always reasons why. When you ask that next question and you understand biomechanics, you understand how the movement of humans, but not only just how humans move, but the internal movements. The dura, the vascular, the fascia, all of that needs to move when you do, or if not, the body finds a compensatory strategy when you get into trouble. The other piece I wanted to come into was back to one of my girls' friends. She was struggling with her serve and rotation, and back to this happens all the time. My grip changes all the time. So we're like, wow, is it your grip, the grip size? Is it for whatever reason she wasn't able? She goes to you reach up, and then there's a rotate. There's a supination that happens to as soon as you make interface with the ball when you go to hit it, and back to so then right. We're always looking biomechanically. Why? We're always asking why, right? Well, you're just not doing it right, or you need to practice more. Well, is there a reason? Is there a reason? Is there a biomechanical reason that makes it a little bit harder for your body to get in that particular position at that moment, at that time? So again, it's not just here, do you have pronation here, but it's right when you go up to hit that ball is where we need to assess. So again, I was watching her serve. I've already seen it. It's down here. It's in her shoulder. It's in the shoulder and the upper ribs. Maybe we're in the upper lung. It might be pericardium. Maybe there's history. Maybe she had a lumpectomy or something. We don't know, but I can tell you as I watch her move, there's something here that absolutely affects this pronation rotation component that's affecting her serve. So she doesn't have pain surf for me.